Hello folks, Angel here. Today I'm going to show you some enemies in Killing Floor 2 and how to kill them and what to watch out for when you are facing them, and just a general idea of which ones you need to focus on killing,
I'm about to shut the pod.
and mostly why as well. Okay, I did a video about this just now, and for some reason I never got a Skrike, and I have to do this video again. So that was kind of disappointing. I'm going to try and explain these guys in a specific order from weak to strong as best as possible. Alright, these guys that you see here now, this guy's a slasher, those two are cysts or clots. And they are your run-of-the-mill standard weak zombie. What makes them dangerous is they can grab you, and when they are in sufficient numbers, they do a lot of damage. Let me just get this Gorefast out of the way, because he's just working on my nerves now. Alright, these guys are very weak, but like I said, in numbers they can be devastating, and because they grab you, they immobilize you, and you never in this game want to be immobilized. So headshots generally takes care of them, but body shots also easy enough to drop one. Alright, let me just get rid of them and move on to our next enemy. Let's see if we can get past these guys quickly. I want to make sure I get everyone, because I was quite surprised not to get a Skrike on my previous attempt at this. Alright, let's talk about the Gorefast, seeing that we have hundreds of them at the moment. The Gorefast is slightly stronger than your standard zombies, than your standard clot or slasher, and they attack really fast, and on higher difficulties these guys can really eat through your health. So always watch out for them, and as they get closer to you they get faster as well. They tend to run and they swing that blade on their arm like crazy when they get close to you, on the higher difficulties especially. So these guys, always watch out for them. They are really dangerous.
The old man still has it.
Okay, now let's just see who's left. Well, let me just thin out the crowd, and whoever's left will explain next.
You've nearly cleared this batch out. Nice work. We can reopen the trader pod soon.
Okay, 2 crawlers. Alright, let me explain the crawlers quickly. These guys are really weak. They, out of all of them, I think they are the weakest enemies. But the problem with these guys is, because they're so small in stature, they can be chowing your feet and you might not even realize it. And sometimes when things are going crazy and you've got a whole lot of bodies around you, they do get mixed up in all those bodies, and then you really have a hard time shooting these little guys. Like this now, it's very easy to kill them. Like, you know. So they do a lot of damage on the higher difficulties. Everybody's damage goes up, and their attacks also get more crazy. Excuse me. So what I wanted to show you guys, like, look when he's close to me. You see, you can hardly see him, and especially if he's like behind you and you look like that, you won't be able to see him. So that is what makes these little guys dangerous. Plus they can come out of vents and all kinds of places. So really watch out for them. That's your crawlers.
You know how to stay alive out there.
And this is part of the reason why I wanted to start this video while I was in the game, because like this is now a whole minute of you need to wait for the next line of zombies or monsters to come up so I can explain them.
Don't bleed on anything.
It's not really anything we're gonna buy.
Buy armor.
Let's sell that. I wish I could get rid of this pistol. Let's buy some grenades, because one of the ones I need to explain is the siren, and she can give us a good example with the grenades.
There's Zeds on the scope. Must close the pod very soon.
Okay,
Apart from the monsters.
now I need to first see who's coming now, and then I'll start explaining the guys after that. All of these zombies and enemies that I've killed now, the main classes that are supposed to kill them is your commando and your demolitionist. They are your crowd control guys. Anyone can kill them, but the main guys that need to focus on killing these zombies that I've showed you now, the Sis, the Clot, the Slasher, the Crawler and the Gorefast, is Field Medic, Commando and Demolitionist.
Monster nearby.
Okay, now we got a cloaked monster. You see this right here? That's a stalker. Now they get close to you because they are cloaked like this. Yeah, you really need to look carefully to see them. And on higher difficulties, they really do a ton of damage and they attack really fast.
Monster nearby.
So you always want to be really careful
See that?
of these ladies because they will really wreck you. The other problem they cause is if you're playing Demolitionist, the Demolitionist needs a certain amount of distance before his explosives go live or before they will detonate. And sometimes you don't see those ladies and then you shoot into them and there's no explosion and you really needed that explosion at that point in time. So
Come into play.
just be careful of that. Oh nice, we've got a Scrake finally.
It burns.
Let's see, like I didn't even see this lady here and there she struck me. So that's your Stalker class. Always be careful of her. The way you counter them is with the Commando. The Commando can... They will be highlighted red. I will show you guys that in my Commando video.
Rigging.
Okay, let's just get rid of some of these that we have explained, just to make it a bit less
A Scrake.
cluttered.
Excellent. That's
Alright,
nearly all of
so
them.
our next lineup of guys is ready.
Going.
Now, the Siren, this little lady. When she gets a certain distance away from a player, she'll start screaming. And what that scream does, if you throw a grenade at her, you see, it just goes poof. It doesn't explode.
Stash somewhere.
She breaks them. That is what makes this lady dangerous. So, what I tend to do when I'm playing in a crew, I always focus on getting rid of Sirens. Because medics, what they do, when things go really bad, they start throwing grenades. And Sirens are designed to destroy grenades. And because their attack is an area of effect attack, it damages you in a certain range. Also makes them lethal when they get inside your,
That's a
well,
bloody siren.
very close to your entire crew, because she can damage everyone. And on the higher difficulties, she is really a high damage dealer. So you always, this lady, put her high up on your threat list. She is really a problem.
See that? You're the...
So remember what I said, when you get close to her, she screams. So you can kill her with grenades. Just stay away, keep some distance.
Watch out.
Don't give her a reason to scream. Okay, I threw that one grenade, bit bad, but you get the idea.
That's the spot.
Just stay away from her. The reason why I'm explaining that is because a lot of people get into a Siren's range and it triggers her to scream, and then it breaks the grenades. So just be wary of that. Alright, that's enough on the Siren. Sirens are also vulnerable to explosive damage.
Love a bit of the
So remember that
postcard snow.
explosive damage really rips them apart. Now,
Scrake.
let's talk about the Scrake. This big guy right here. As you can see, he's cool and calm until you start shooting him. Now that is important to know, because there's other classes that are much better at killing these Scrakes. Like the Sharpshooter is one. He can really headshot this guy with one shot most of the time, and then he will
He won't
be dead.
back.
And that is why it's important to leave him alone. Because once you start shooting him, like you'll see now, he starts running. And once he builds up momentum, there's no stopping this guy. He will chop your entire team to pieces. So when you see this guy, you can just type SC, because that's the abbreviation for a Scrake, so that everybody knows you see a Scrake. And whoever is better suited for killing the Scrake should come forth and help you. If you are a bunch of guys, if you're on a crew that nobody is good at killing a Scrake, then at least everybody is aware there is a Scrake. So always announce them, Scrakes and Fleshpounds. Fleshpounds will just be FP. Alright, it's important to announce it, because people that do know how to play this game will come and assist. Like if you type FP, a demolitionist should know, alright, I am really needed somewhere, I should go there.
The monsters.
Alright, so let's see if we can get on the other side of this Skrake, or the bloat. Alright, now, the Skrake. Weak spot, head. Alright, that's his weak spot. That's where you shoot the Skrake, and that will cause him to die. The classes that are best at killing Skrakes is your support class. Support is good at killing Fleshpounds as well, because it's just the sheer amount of damage that it does. Gunslinger, also good at killing Skrakes. Sharpshooter, also good at killing Skrakes. Firebug, excellent at killing Skrakes. Skrakes are vulnerable to the microwave gun, so that's the best gun to use to kill Skrakes. The microwave gun, the alternate fire, does explosive damage, which is also good at killing Fleshpounds. Just thought I'll mention that as well, so you guys are aware. Okay, so now, let's go kill a Skrake. Remember, it's just headshots with this guy. And you'll see there, now he's in rage mode. And this is when he gets dangerous. And this is why you should leave him for somebody that can do a ton of damage quickly. Because a sharpshooter can literally kill this guy with one shot. I hit him in the leg. Caused him to drop. Alright, so remember that. Skrakes, leave them for the classes that are good at killing them. Alright. Alright, bloat. This is our next class that I would like to explain. Now, a lot of people don't see these guys as a threat, because on normal difficulty they hardly do damage. I mean, look at, he's gonna spit me with that. I had 100 health, I lost. Let's just wait for the acid to work through.
My bloody skin!
17 points of damage, which is not that much, but on hard, suicidal, and hell on earth, these guys' damage goes up. And as you saw, it stayed with me for a while, the acid on my screen. Plus, it obscures your view also, which is very, very, very bad. Now, what I want to talk about with this guy, anybody that's got a gun is supposed to shoot this guy in the head, not in the body. He can take an immense amount of damage in the body and not die. You have to shoot this guy in the head. When you blow his head off, he obviously can't spit anymore either. So then he's rendered useless. Not completely, I'll show you now. When I blow off his head, he's still gonna be able to hit me. But what makes this guy dangerous is if you've got a berserker in your crew, berserkers have to get close to him, and then they're going to get that acid on them. The problem is not so much the acid and the damages the berserker is going to take, it obscures his vision. And because the berserker has a limited view, because he can only be busy with one guy at a time, obstructing his view, basically, it doesn't completely make the berserker useless. It's just I have played with the berserker and then got the acid on my screen, and you're not as effective as you are supposed to be. So if you have a berserker in your crew and there is bloats around, focus on killing the bloats. Alright, the main problem with these guys is if you run past them, they get acid on you. See, like that. And usually when you are running, if you have to run past them, you're in a tight spot already, and then the acid stays with you, and that's usually at the end of the day what kills you. So watch out for bloats. They might be big and fat and slow, but that acid really works its magic on you. So headshots, and if you get close to them, they'll still chop you. So be careful of the bloats.
Pod is open again. Let's get you restocked.
So now I've only got the husk and the Fleshpound left to explain.
Keep it up.
I'm not sure which one we will encounter first, but we'll see when we get there. And just checking something. Alright, I'm not sure which one we are going to encounter first, but let me just give you guys some general information. The Fleshpound and the Skrake are your two biggest enemies. The Fleshpound is actually the strongest one.
Make your choices.
And I'll explain him in detail and show you guys exactly how to kill him just now. But always, when there's a Skrake and a Fleshpound, focus on killing them, because the main thing they cause in your team is panic. Because as soon as somebody sees a Fleshpound running towards them, that person just ends up running away. instead of staying by the crew or facing the Fleshpound. And that is the problem with Fleshpounds and Skrakes. They cause your team to break up and get confused. That's why it's important to call them out, so that everybody knows, okay, there's a Skrake, or okay, there's a Fleshpound. We need to work together now and kill
Basic training.
whatever it might be. And it also tells your medics that, okay, there's a Fleshpound now. There's Uncle Fleshpound. 2 weak spots. That yellow on his chest and his head is the 2 weak spots. Now I'm just going to move around a bit, because I only want husks and Fleshpounds left. So hopefully we do have a husk, and then I can explain all of this quickly, and then we will be done.
Good start. Now finish the job. Allez.
See, that's the problem with the crawler. You don't usually see these little guys coming. And that Fleshpound's really coming now. You can hear him here behind me.
Gotcha, beastie.
Alright, let's get rid of some of these trash. Alright, let's talk about the Fleshpound, because he's gonna stay with me, he's quite fast. When he's charging at you like that, he's got his arms in front of his chest to protect that yellow core. When you shoot these arms, he deflects your bullets. So don't attack him on the chest, on his chest, when he's running like that. I'll give you guys an example now. Just want to make sure my runway is clear. Alright, watch this now. See how my bullets are just jumping off, bouncing off of his arms? So shoot him in the head when he's running like that, or shoot him in the legs. Don't aim for his chest, because you will do no damage. Oops, that is a husk. I heard that shot charging up. Another thing with the Fleshpound, he's got a lot of health, so he's pretty strong. So let's get a gun that's a little bit better at dealing damage, so we can quickly get rid of him. I should get a few headshots, so I do just a little bit extra damage. And when you are going to face the Fleshpound, make sure you face him somewhere flat, especially when you're playing with a gunslinger, because you need to focus on shooting him in the head. Ah, come on, guys. That's a problem with these lower level guys. They always block you, and that's when the bigger guys get to you. Alright, come Mr. Fleshpound, this is where we kill you. Alright. Don't panic when you fight this guy, because that's how he kills you. As you saw, it's pretty easy killing him on normal difficulty, because he doesn't have as much health. But trust me, it's a much different story when you face him on hard or suicidal. He's really tough to kill. He's also very vulnerable to explosive damage, so the best classes to kill him will be your Demolitionist and your Berserker if he's using the Pulverizer with the right click, or your Firebug with the Microwave Gun if he's also using the alternate fire. Now we still had a Skrake here somewhere. I would like to kill him before I get into this husk, just to know I'm not gonna get chopped in the back, because they do a bit of damage if they do get close to you. Alright, maybe the Skrake's playing with, maybe he's gonna give me a moment to explain the husk. Alright, the husk, this guy here. As you see, he's got a long range attack. It charges up for a bit and then he fires. It's easy to dodge it, easy enough if you see it coming. But if you can usually hear it, just listen. And then you know you just need to move a bit. Make sure there's no wall behind you, because otherwise it will still hit you because it explodes. This husk has got 2 weak spots, his head and the backpack. Alright, if you shoot the backpack and it explodes, he works like a little grenade. So remember that, because you might get lucky and you might be in between a bunch of Zeds and then you can kill a few of them. Now, something that I want to mention about this guy that a lot of people miss with the husk is he's got a suicide attack. It makes a different sound and his gun starts to glow, and then he hits it against the ground and then he explodes. That is very potent, and never ever must you underestimate it. Or this guy, always keep your distance from him, because as the difficulty increases he uses that attack more. I will try and get him to suicide now, but on normal difficulty it's very seldom that they do. Let me give you an example. On a suicide stage once, I was just running up a bunch of stairs, and as I took the corner, I heard a husk going into suicide mode, and as I went around the corner, boom, he exploded, and he killed myself, the Zerk that was fighting him, the Berserker, and another person. And that's just one of them. Killed 3 of us with one attack. He's got another attack where he shoots like a flamethrower, which does a ton of damage. So trust me, you always want to keep your distance from this guy. On normal difficulty, he's pretty dormant and he's not so much of a threat, but on the higher difficulties, he can really let you have a bad day. I'm gonna see if I damage him a little bit, if he will suicide. Because usually when they're close to death, that they do that. Yeah, come on. Come on. But like I said, on normal, there he goes. That's the suicide. Alright. Very lucky to see that actually. So always watch out for that with the husk. Go lay down.
Come see me. The pod's safely
Alright.
open.
I hope this helps you guys in understanding some of the enemies in
Really shredded that fleshbound back
Killing
there.
Floor 2 and how to kill them and why it's important to kill them. And good luck with hunting those Skrakes and Fleshbounds. I will be explaining the different classes individually and who's supposed to be killing what. So please follow the series, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll be doing some more videos as we continue. Just some more general tips and tricks. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.